Okay, well I better do a quick review on this thing because I'm about to sell it with the bike. I've been using it the whole time I've been here in America and I've actually been loving it. It really ties in well with the phone. I just put the phone on charge and forget about it. And yeah, some of the cool features, I like this front and rear camera, so you can actually that's seeing through both front and rear camera at the moment. Take a picture if you need to. You can lock files. I think tire pressure gauge, really handy. Down here, where are they? Well, here's the camera, the front camera mount. So it just sticks up there, and it's give it a wipe every now and then. Doesn't really interfere too much with anything. Rear camera, same again, just sort of fed it up through the thing. Now, if you were to have an incident and you needed to go back and review, you can just lock a file, and then it won't delete the file, so you can save it off to the memory card. Comes with a 64 gig memory card, which is really nice. Ties in really nicely with Gaia, especially. I like. I know that's probably more on Gaia's part that it works so seamlessly with the CarPlay units. But yeah, here's Gaia over here. Actually, that's not Gaia. That's Google Maps. That's Gaia there. Yeah, the thing I like about it with Gaia too is, like, if you've got a track in, you can hit this and then it will start, giving you turn by turn, showing you where you're going. I've noticed that some of these Android head unit things, CarPlays, whatever, they don't do that, so this one does it well.
I wasn't expecting much, I have to say, but because I've had these things before and they've never really impressed me, but this one actually did impress me. The screen resolution was fantastic, and yeah, the functionality and just the speed and feedback was quite reasonable for the price point. Now, I do have to say that, yeah, I didn't pay for this device. It was sent to me to have a look at. Now, I took this to America with me. I've just done a 4-week cross-country adventure ride from east to west of America, and this device was just a lifesaver. Some of the things I liked about it was just the brightness and clarity of the screen. Even in the bright days, I could really see the screen quite well. Occasionally, I had, say, dust and water residue and stuff forming over it where I had to give it a clean. But other than that, it was really good. As I mentioned earlier, it's quite responsive. I pair this with an Android. I don't have an Apple, but it is an Apple CarPlay and an Android Auto device, so it can do either. Everything I'm saying now is from an Android Auto perspective. I found what makes this actual head unit better than others that I've used and seen. This has built-in tire pressure gauge, so you can actually just put on little tire pressure things onto your wheel stems, and hey presto, you can monitor your tire pressures on screen. And you can set warnings, so where you want it, if it goes below a certain point, you can have it alert you, and that's customizable. And another fantastic feature is the front and rear camera. Quality is really good of the actual video that comes out of it, and in a pinch you could probably use it in an edit if you're a motorbike vlogger like myself. It's just peace of mind because it comes with a 60 gig memory card, so you can just set it on loop, and that loop it just loops all day. And if you have an incident where something happens, it will actually keep a record of what happened just to protect you, if you need to litigate someone, I guess, to get compensated for an injury. It keeps a log of files as well, so you can actually lock files if you need to. So if there was something like, say a deer ran out in front, you want to show some friends, you can lock that file so it doesn't get recorded over in the loop that it does. But otherwise, you don't really need to swap memory cards constantly. It'll just keep, erasing old files if nothing's occurred and re-recording. We got stuck in really heavy rain. This unit got drenched many times, and it was fine. We're up in the snow, freezing conditions, not a problem. Probably the only thing I could say about this, it's not really a negative, it's probably just the way I wired it in. I wired it directly to the battery rather than to an ignition switch. So I had to actually unplug it every night. And there was one night where I forgot to unplug it and it drained my battery. Obviously, if I had have wired it to the ignition, it wouldn't have been a problem because you just turn the key off and it goes off as well. But yeah, because I like to cut corners, I wired it straight to the battery, and that's what you get, I guess. Everything about this is just high end for a Chinese product. They're really getting their act together. I think the Chinese, like the stuff I'm seeing come out of China these days, is just, yeah, it's getting really good. I think everyone else needs to start to worry. But yeah, I love this unit, and unfortunately, well, yeah, maybe not unfortunately, but it comes, when you mount it, it comes with a special tool. It's an anti-theft tool. Make sure you don't lose that, because I've put mine on the bars and I've tightened it all down and that was it. It was all good, but then at the end of the trip, I'd misplaced the tool, couldn't get the device off the bike, so I sold the bike over there and I had to sell the bike with the device because there was just no getting it off. So yeah, don't lose that tool, guys. But it's great for that very reason, that no one's going to come along and swipe, you know, your high-end navigation device off your bike when it's sitting there. So good thing is, actually I should mention this, is the previous ones I've used, I found my phone was always getting drained. The best way to do is just put your phone in the back and plug it into a battery pack in your luggage or something, and then you won't have problems with because, you know, it does use your Wi-Fi and also your Bluetooth signal from your phone, so those can drain your phones. But as long as you keep your phone on charge, you're not actually using the phone itself. So a few other features I probably should mention before I wind this up is we had Bluetooth headsets mounted to our helmets during this trip, and I had the Aoocci C6 paired with my phone and also paired with my headset, so it was sort of the intermediate where I could just go through my playlist on the Aoocci, and then I could just, you know, select songs and, you know, go through all my music library and bring up music that I wanted to listen to. That was great. Text messages were coming through it, and I could just read text messages coming up on the screen from people in Australia messaging me, and then the AI of the phone would give you sometimes options to do quick little replies that make sense, so you could doomp, and that was nice, just touch a screen, message replied to. Just couldn't fault this unit at all. It was just, it was really good. I really liked it. And because I don't actually have it now, I'm doing this review in retrospect, but I am actually planning on buying another one. So yeah, they're reasonably cheap. They're about $300 Australian, I think, $200 US. Great money for what you get. It's really good value. Another thing I loved about this over other ones I've used, this device actually has a GPS chip built into it, which other units don't. They rely solely on the phone. And I find if you have, you know, your phone tucked in your luggage, you know, charging, or, you know, you're losing your signal, where this you don't. It's out there. It's the signal, the GPS is right at the back of the device, up the top, so it's got constant GPS signal. Anyway, all I can say is the Aoocci C6 series, whether you get the Pro or just the standard, they're just awesome units. I'm not actually sure what the difference is between the Pro and the standard. Probably just the tyre pressure sensor gauges coming with one and the other, and maybe the cameras. But yeah, congratulations Aoocci, you've made a really great device, and I do highly recommend this device to everybody who's looking for a CarPlay navigation style unit.